Hey boys and girls, so today we're going to talk about how to make an ice cream sundae in this angular glass. So instead of your traditional cylinder, this bowl or glass holding the ice cream is going at a diagonal around. So here we go. So if you look, here's two different styles or things that have happened. So in one, I ran out of room for my bottom. So you just make it go off the page if that happens. You'll see spots where, like here, I went back and added a line. And so if I was coloring, I would color over that one. If I was using pencil, I would be able to erase that. And so remember that you can fine tweak things. And sometimes a thicker line is interesting, especially when you're coloring. So when you're looking at the art and you're looking for the variety, it's not going to be always a straight black line that you see. It's going to be a color, a block of color. And so keep that in mind as you go, as you're working and you're looking at the artwork. So this is how we do it. Let's set this aside. We're going to start at the top. We want the ice cream to come to the bottom, so I want to make sure I have lots of room. I'm going to start with a basic frowny. It's pretty big, okay? Look how close I am to the sides. I'm putting a baby frowny below it. So if this is the bottom of it, I want the top of my frowny to hit about there. So I might even make a little mark. And then I'm going to come and drop it down so that this is lower than this. And if you look, and if I put my pencil there or my pen, you can see the diagonal, okay? So that tells me right away that these are nice and low. If they're not low enough, lower them. Just make it deeper. From here, we're going to make our frowny go up. And I need this top of this frowny to be bigger, to be taller. I had to go over my line. With pencil, you would erase that line. Okay, so I need the sides to be taller than the middle. Sometimes if you're using a marker, that might mean coloring it in to make it taller. And this is just going to have like a little hook on the end, so it just hooks down. Okay. From there, I'm going to go to the center, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to make a smiley. I'm leaving lots of room for my bottom, and I'm making a baby smile. Okay. And if you look, I'm within my first triangle, or my first frowny. Okay, so I can always line up to see if I'm in the right spot, and that will let me do a nice diagonal line to connect it. These are not going to just go straight down, and this is something that is, if you start from the top, you're going to mess it up. So then you stop, and you're going to come down to this bottom and go out with a diagonal, and out with a diagonal. Okay, that's really important. If you try to start at the top and just round it, it will get too skinny at the bottom, and the container is stronger than that. Okay, and so we want to go up. So these are kind of forming a little curve there where they're like a teardrop where it's bigger here. I'm going to color it in so you can see it. Now you would not need to color it in with a dark color. You would do this coloring with the different colors that you see in the example, okay? And we can see that in our slides, so just go back. If you look now, I'm going back to these two diagonal lines, and I'm creating like a letter Y shape. There's the sides of the Y, and I'm getting smaller because I want my stem to be skinny. And then, and you see how I just took my time. I didn't try to do it all in one step. And I'm gonna come down and stop. I have room here for the base. The base has to be able to hold the top. In our picture, the base is just like a mountain going over it, another frowny. But we know that a cylinder is round, and so I usually will add a little roundness here, and maybe a little roundness, just little lines showing that it's round. Let me look at the picture again. Uh-oh, it booted me out. Great. Let's see. And then I'm off a little bit. I probably could have made it a little bit bigger on one side. So try to do one side and then the other so you can balance them. From there, it kind of has this little extra smiley line, okay? It's going behind, and again, then I'm rounding it out behind there. And if you mess it up like I did, then you just color it in. It's a lot like the plate under the mug that we've done before. It's just wrapping around. And the key for things to look like they're going back, there we go. And it's off center a little bit. I could always just draw right over it. So when I make a mistake and I really don't like it, I'll just draw over it. The cool part is this would make a great shadow, okay? So you can almost always find a little way to fix your mistake, so don't panic. Then you get to decide like what's gonna be on top of here. I might add a cherry or a strawberry. You could add little lines. You could make this less perfect, okay? And you could do that with your pencil, erase, and then put it back in. You could add a stem to your cherry. It's really up to you how you decorate. And then, of course, if you just add a line in the background, that's really gonna let your ice cream sundae sit well. And that's how you do the ice cream sundae. And you can try it lots of different ways and tops. And if you get to the bottom, then you just cut it off. So you've got to make it fit your paper and take your time and practice, okay? Look, guys, look how many times I've practiced it. So it doesn't always come right away. Take your time, okay? I hope you have fun with this and really look at the way the coloring is done because it's really cool, and you can try it out with crayons, would work great, or colored pencils. All right, have fun.